Is your network ready for quantum decryption? Networks are so reliant on ciphers and cryptos to work and be secure. Everything from Wi-Fi networks to VPNs to transport layer security or other similar mechanisms. They all use math, ciphers, for encrypting the traffic, making sure that only the ones that should be looking at that traffic in clear text have the ability to do so. That's all being challenged by quantum decryption, and it's a real threat. It's not here today because quantum computing is not scalable, it's not affordable, and it's not available to the average hacker. Pretty soon, that's going to be a real risk. And hackers could be storing network traffic in its encrypted form from your network today and then decrypting it later, which is why it's a very tangible risk already today. So let's dig in to what that could look like. Let's say you have your campus enterprise network with buildings. You also have some resources on the cloud, some SaaS resources, and some other internet resources. Internet is coming into your facility. You probably have a firewall. You probably have some kind of VPN, both for site to site, but also to serve users who are working from home coming in this way. You have networks extending to other buildings. You have Wi-Fi, access points for serving your employees and your IoT devices in different buildings like this. So the threat I would characterize as two layers. Layer one is the outer encryption, such as IPsec-based VPNs, SSH-based, SSL-based VPNs. That's an outer encryption. It's vulnerable to this quantum decryption. And then the inner one, inner security, meaning the transport and application layer encryptions that are happening typically over TLS, also known as SSL. And that one is vulnerable as well. So two layers of security, both are equally vulnerable because the math and the ciphers they use are vulnerable to quantum decryption algorithms. The risk today is that you have a hacker over here, and he's here with his sniffer, and he's either listening to your Wi-Fi traffic, or he is plugged in physically to your network and storing packets. In either case, these packets are stored as PCAPs in a database because he can't decrypt them today, probably because he doesn't have access to a quantum computer. Some point in the future, he takes these PCAPs, decrypts them in some magical quantum computer, and gets the clear text transfers, including usernames, passwords, sensitive files, everything that you don't want him to get his hands on. So then he has decrypted what's in the PCAPs, which could be a year or more old by that time. The problem is he now has credentials, so he can now access your network unless the credentials have changed and wreak havoc in your network. So that's the risk. What's the solve? First, you should follow an organization known as NIST. NIST keeps track of all of these ciphers used in your network, and they research them and they say this one is vulnerable, this one is not. So follow NIST and their recommended ciphers. Change all these protocols and ciphers to things that are recommended by NIST. But because it's so easy to miss one device, you need to monitor the network. And this is where AppLogic Networks come in. We will help you monitor every flow, every device, every camera, every user, every application in the cloud and on your premises, and show you which ciphers are used and show whether they are vulnerable to quantum decryption or not. So if you follow these steps and you make sure you're not missing any device or any user or any application, then you can be reasonably sure, because things always change and no security is ever 100%. You can be reasonably sure that your network is not vulnerable to quantum decryption. And that is how AppLogic Networks makes your networks more secure.